Today's the 22nd, I believe.
Hi.
It's a fucking miracle.
How are you? Come here, Paul.
We did it.
We did it.
My God, that was a journey.
Sorry, my dogs are freaking out.
No, you're fine. Let me see if I can back this up a little bit. Is that better? Okay, that's better. And you see all my creepy shit?
I love it.
So much creepy stuff. I can't help myself.
The creepier, the better.
Right? That's how I feel about everything. I mean, not people. But, like, definitely not people. Okay, let's see. So now we can finally start.
I know, I'm excited.
I am so sorry about that.
It's okay.
Okay. I gotta, like, get back into the game now. I was not prepared for all of that technical.
I know, it's kind of silly that they make you have, like, that many followers to be able to...
I know, right?
Do something.
Okay, so... Let me write your name at the top. Have you seen any of my videos of readings or stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay. And have you ever had a reading before?
No.
Okay. So what made you want to do a reading now?
A lot of things.
Okay. Did I send you my info packet?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what to expect and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you have someone specific that you want to focus on?
Yeah.
Is this a male?
Yeah.
Okay. And it feels like a younger male, like he died young. Would he have died like in his like late teens or early 20s?
Late teens.
You just heard the word tragic.
Yeah.
And tragedy. So to me, that means this was definitely unexpected.
It was, yes.
Does he have brown hair?
Yeah.
It's a little bit darker than mine.
Yeah.
It's more, to me, it would be more like a true like medium or dark brown.
Yeah.
And was it a little bit longer?
Yes and no. Like sometimes he would cut it, sometimes he would let it grow out.
Okay. Because it feels very Bieberish.
What is it?
Bieberish.
Like Justin Bieber?
Yeah, like before, like when he was younger, you know, and he had to like
Yeah.
all the time. It feels like that length.
Yeah. When we were a lot younger, yeah.
I'm sorry, my house is haunted and I just heard knocking. Did you guys hear that? Let me make sure somebody's not at my front door. I'm sorry. I was like, what is that?
Go ahead.
Like, it literally was like, dun, dun, dun. Like.
That's so weird.
That was so weird.
Sorry, my husband just came down. No, you're good.
Okay. And is he a little, he feels like he's a little taller.
Yeah. Well, everybody's taller than me because I'm like 4'10", but.
I'm 5'10", but it feels like he would be either like similar to my height or maybe a couple inches taller.
He was tall.
Okay. And he looks like he's a slim build as well. And he hated that. He wanted muscles. He just couldn't gain weight.
Sounds about right.
And does he have, is it brown eyes?
Yes.
And I feel like his skin tone is like a, it's an olive complexion. Like he can get tan.
Very, very tan.
And He does feel very close to you. We have been waiting a long time. So did he pass away like several years ago?
Yeah, it was 2013, I want to say.
Okay. And was he a senior in high school?
He was.
I just heard I got into the wrong crowd. Would that make sense to you?
Possibly. Yeah, I could see that.
It feels like he was kind of being like less responsible all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
Like it feels like his personality was actually kind of like a person that doesn't get into trouble often.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden it's like, I guess leading up to his death, like he started being a little more like adventurous and kind of like hanging out with people he wouldn't usually hang out with, and like got less responsible, less dependable kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he said, I started drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Was this a drinking and driving accident?
No.
Okay. Because I do see him drinking and driving. Did he struggle with depression?
Yes. Yeah, he wasn't open about it, but yeah.
Because I like, as I was saying, like the drinking and driving, he was like, I was depressed.
Mm-hmm.
I felt very depressed. It feels very like isolated.
Yeah.
And do you have a picture of him?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Okay. Can you send that to my email? Because I think his death is complicated.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of questions around it. And I think like if I see a picture of him, I might be able to focus a little bit
Yeah,
better.
it's like a really old photo, but let me.
That's fine. I'll go to my Gmail. And if people are commenting, I'm so sorry, I can't really see it. So I will check it afterwards or like when we get done. He's very strong though, like around you. So he definitely is somebody very close to you. Okay, I just saw it. So his hair looks longer to me, like now.
Did the picture come through okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't want to like show or not TikTok, we're on Facebook. But I have it from afar. I feel like this was this a suicide?
I don't know. Nobody's sure.
Okay, because I keep hearing the word suicide, but that doesn't mean that it is. It just means that people could think that it is, or it looks like it was.
The way he passed was like, it could have been seen as a suicide.
Okay. So that would make sense for why I'm hearing that word then. And then I just heard I was really depressed. And I did contemplate that before. So it's sounding like he's saying that he did contemplate suicide before because of his depression. I got relief from my death. it feels like this might have been accidental, but like when he passed, he wasn't really upset about it because of all the stuff that he was struggling with.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does, yeah.
Because he immediately said, I got relief from my death. So to me, that sounds very like, I didn't purposely do this, but I'm not upset about it.
Right.
It feels like there was something with like substances.
Mm-hmm.
When I was found, there was nothing they could do.
Correct.
And I see this is in like, was he like laying, was he in a home, like in a house?
Yeah.
On a bed?
No, he's actually in the bathroom.
In the bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I see him laying like on his back.
He was found laying down in the bathroom.
Okay. And it feels like, I don't know how graphic you want me to be.
It's okay.
You're okay with me being like physically descriptive?
Yeah.
Graphic. Okay. He was very like cold to the touch, blue coloration, and starting to be very stiff in the joints at this point when he was found. Yeah. So there was nothing that anyone could have done to bring him back. Like it was very much over at this point.
Yeah.
And he's saying, I was just being very careless. And I think what he means by that is like he took something and was kind of like, I don't really give a shit what the outcome is.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It does feel like a pill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a mixture of that with other stuff.
I do think he was drinking as well.
Really? Okay.
I feel like he is. And I do feel like he was alone. Like I'm not seeing other people around.
Yeah, he was alone.
I know with a lot of other readings that I've had, there were a lot of questions like there were people in and out during the scene and stuff, but it was very much like he was by himself.
Yeah. Yep, he was home alone for this.
It feels like a large quantity of multiple different things in his system.
Okay.
Did you have like a toxicology report done?
I didn't. I don't know if his family did. They never released it or anything. I just know from what he was using before.
I keep hearing like, shh. Like it was very much like his family didn't really want this broadcasted. Yeah. So I feel like a lot of his friends and like people that he went to school with have a lot of questions because it was very like the release of information was very vague.
It was very vague.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it leaves people with just like a lot of questions, like just like what we just want to know what happened, you know. Like we can all make speculation, but like
we don't even know where he's buried. Like I have no idea.
I think he's cremated.
Okay. Well, that would make sense because they did open casket, which was not a pretty sight.
No.
Yeah. So
he said, and I'm not trying to talk smack about whatever funeral home it was with, but he was like, it was not the best presentation.
It wasn't.
He said the makeup didn't even really match.
No, I think I kind of blacked out what it looked like, to be honest.
Yeah, he's saying that like his presentation was definitely like you could tell that there was work done in the funeral home, and so it didn't really look like him, and it would have been better just to not have it open.
Exactly.
Because he's like, it just looked very like thick, you know, trying to cover up like the bruising and stuff. It was just very thick, and it wasn't like it didn't match his skin tone.
No.
Like there was a clear difference.
Yeah. Yeah, they did a bad job.
He's like, it's like those girls that do their makeup and there's like a real thick
they
line.
They have no idea what they're doing.
He was like, yeah, it was like that. He was like, and my chin was literally like.
Yeah, he just didn't look good. Like
he's like, it wasn't like, you know, they had stuck it out. It was very like one surface.
He looked like shit, I won't lie.
Yeah, he's like, I really wish that they would have closed it.
Yeah. I wish they did too, because nobody wanted to see him like that.
He said a lot more people showed up than I would have expected. This was huge. There were tons of people.
There was.
He was like, but there were also people that were just trying to like go with the trend of going to a high school death, that I was like, who the fuck is this person? And he was like, and then, you know, of course, everybody's like, oh, well, we were friends. No, we weren't. He said there were a lot of people at his funeral that were like, yeah, we were friends. And he was like, who?
Yeah.
He was like, who, boo? Who? I was not friends with you. But he does want to say, he's like, I do want to clear the air. I want to say that like my death was an accident. I wasn't trying to commit suicide. It's definitely not a suicide.
Yeah.
It can be ruled as a suicide legally because of all of the stuff in my system. And I do think there were like, it feels like there was like bottles and stuff found around him in the bathroom.
Okay.
It kind of, it doesn't feel like he like went out and bought like certain drugs. It feels like he did that plus like shit in the cabinets.
Okay.
Because I do see like bottles like turned over and like empty, and I just keep hearing that it was like multiple different things. So I feel like he was just kind of like, I just kind of don't care what happens. I'm really depressed and I just want to get fucked up and just be like just out of it.
Right.
And he was like, if that ends up like being to where something medical happens, it happens. Like, I'm not really worried about it. So it's just he's saying it was just very careless.
Okay.
And he's also saying like he did not expect the amount of pain that it inflicted on the people that cared about him. Yeah. He also didn't realize how much people cared about him. He's like, you don't realize it until, you know, you're gone and you're looking back, like you're coming in to check on these people and they are like going through it and you feel awful because you did that to them. Yeah, he was very loved. Very loved. And have you known him since he was little? Yeah, he's like, we've known each other since we were like little. Yeah. We've been friends for a very long time. Were you guys weren't brother and sister, but you said you were brother and sister? Yeah, he was kind of always, he was a year older than me. Okay. So, he kind of always looked at me like that. Okay. He never really talked, like, I guess people wouldn't really ever say that we, like, you know, we were or anything like that, but I could see where, like, that would come across as, like, he looked at me as, like, his little sister. Yeah, because he very much, he's like, we're not, like, technically related, but, like, she's my family. Yeah. And he wasn't like that with very many people, not as close. Like, he's like, this is, like, my person. Yeah. That I was, like, we told each other everything. Like, we would have, like, the longest in-depth talks. Yeah. I see one thing. It's almost like you guys are at a bonfire or something. Probably. Talking, and y'all are just talking, like, just the whole night away. And were y'all living in the same neighborhood as kids? No. Okay, because I keep seeing like a vision of a neighborhood and you guys in it, so I don't know if there's like a certain neighborhood that you used to hang out in. I thought it was maybe you lived in the same neighborhood. There's not, but there is somebody else that passed that was my next door neighbor, and him and I were also extremely close, so I don't know if... Okay, so that might be something bleeding in. Yeah, because him and I were really, really close, but he didn't pass tragically. I do feel like the picture you sent me, this is the person we're talking about. But maybe the image of the neighborhood is because I'm starting to pick up on something else.
Yeah.
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 But what is this person's name?
Pat.
Pat. Okay. Pat is very much like, I just wanted to, he wants to clear the air.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to clear up the rumors. He's like, there's so many rumors.
Yeah.
And they've just been running wild. And he wants to kind of like set the record straight. And I think his mom is the one that's very particular about being like quiet.
Mm-hmm.
She's very like, does not want to talk about it.
No.
Does not want to talk about it, does not want to acknowledge it, does not want anybody asking questions, like none of that.
Yeah, that's correct.
And he's like, I wish she wouldn't be like that because she could bring awareness.
Mm-hmm.
She could bring awareness with what happened, but
Right.
instead she's choosing not to speak about it. And it's just leaving, he's like, it's leaving people with a lot of unanswered questions for one. So it's harder for them to grieve. He's like, but it's also like, it's keeping her from moving on because it's like she's got this like big secret, you know, like it's keeping her from being able to move past it.
Right. Interesting.
Are his parents religious?
I don't know, to be honest.
They're either religious or they became religious after.
Okay.
Yeah, because I do feel he's kind of saying like, he's showing me like his mother going into a church. So I feel like maybe she's trying to use that for her grief.
I know he wasn't, but I'm not 100% sure about his parents.
Okay. It feels kind of like this is an after thing.
Okay.
Like it was after his death.
Makes sense.
And I do feel like because of that, it's kind of like blocking her like open-mindedness about being able to like know when he's there or send signs or believe like that he is where he is, you know, almost like she kind of feels like he could be in a bad place.
Yeah.
And he's not. Like he's like, I'm good. Like he seems really like that picture where he's like smiling and happy. Yeah. Like that's what he looks like. Like he looks smiling and happy. So he's like
good.
He's like, I didn't burn in hell, guys. Like like you know, like I'm not like rotting in the trenches.
That makes
like,
me happy.
Yeah.
To know. Yeah.
He was like, but it feels like that's how she thinks of me. He's like, I think my mom thinks that like because of the choices I made that I'm like just burning at the stake over here.
Yeah.
And he's like, and that's just not true. He's like, honestly, I have a lot of like relief. He's like, I feel like I had some mental illnesses that were undiagnosed. And I was trying to cope by doing other things like self-coping, self-medicating. And that led to my depression getting worse because it didn't help.
Yeah.
It actually made my problems worse.
Right.
And I do feel like you probably were like not skeptical, but you were probably like catching on that something might be mentally like imbalanced or something. Like something was going on.
Yeah, you could just tell that he wasn't himself. You know.
Because it feels very much like, and when I say like that you were starting to notice that he had a mental illness, that's not to like say anything negative about someone with a mental illness. It's just saying you're starting to realize that like there's something else going on in the background that is contributing to like some bad decisions and bad choices and very erratic behavior that you wouldn't usually do.
Correct. Yeah.
And I think that's another reason why the family is very like cautious about what is out there because it's just very much like we don't want people to look badly on him. We don't want people to look badly on us, and not in like a selfish way. It's just like we just want to protect like his image.
Right. Okay.
And he's like, but I wish they would just tell the truth about everything because it would set my mom free from all of this like this secret keeping that is turning into like this darkness. And it would also like, it would help people who are also struggling with similar things, like recognize that, hey, like this might be going on to you, you should get help.
Yeah, for sure.
He feels very smart.
Yeah.
Like he's very academically smart, but he sounds
Yeah.
very street smart too, because the way he's talking is like somebody who is very educated.
Yeah, he's a smarty pants.
Yeah, he's very, very intelligent.
Yeah.
He wants to say thank you to you. He just started saying, he's like, I want to say thank you to her because she was always there for me, even in like my most difficult times. And sometimes I wasn't always nice.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I was being mean to her, but she would still stay. Like she would still make sure that I was okay. She would still look out for me, and she shouldn't, because I was being a fucking dick. He's like, I was being a fucking dick.
Yeah.
And she would still be like, I don't care. I'm gonna help you. Like, he's like, and I did everything to push her away, but she always came back. Yeah. She always made sure I was okay. And he's like, I really, really like, thank you for that, because it's like in the moment, I don't think he realized what he was doing.
Yeah.
And he was like, but I think that you knew that I didn't realize it.
Yeah, for sure. There was definitely times where I knew he was just, because he wasn't in his right state of mind, or, you know, just was going through something.
Yeah. So. And he's also saying there's some kind of, do you guys have like a specific song? Or like a song that comes on and it reminds you of him or something? Because he's like, there's a song that we used to like, it's almost like you guys joked about it, but you both knew it.
Yeah.
I've heard it like multiple times while I was talking, like not the song, but I've heard like there's a song.
Oh my God, I can't remember the name of it. It's like
it's almost like you guys are both like, the song is lame, but we listen to it because now it's like a joke between us.
Yeah. Oh my God, what the hell is that song? Black and Yellow. Oh. Do you remember that song?
Oh, yes.
Like, we were in high school at that time, and like, it was so stupid, but it was like so catchy.
Okay, I think that's what it is, because he's like, it was something that it was like it seemed very like high energy. He was like, and it was so like stupid.
Yeah.
But we would laugh about it every time it came on. So like, when we would hear it, we would think of each other.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that's the song he's talking about. Because it's like, it wasn't like the sad song came on and I think of you. Like, it wasn't that. It was like, no, like when I was alive, we were like, the song is fucking lame.
Yeah.
And we're
when I hear stupid shit like that, I think of him. So.
Okay. Yeah. Because he was like, you have to mention that. Like, he's like, I've said it like 3 times.
Stubborn.
But I think that's what he wants to say. Is there any like questions that you have for him? Because he's not really giving me any new information. So I think that's kind of like all that he wanted to get out.
Yeah, no, I'm just happy to know that he's happy and like he's safe and he's okay. And
yeah,
I know how he passed wasn't on purpose. Like, I really don't believe it was. It sucks how he passed, but I am glad that he's okay and he's happy, and you know, he can see what I've accomplished and everything.
Yeah.
And I hope he's proud of me.
Oh, he is.
So, yeah.
As you were saying that, he's like, I'm proud of her. I'm very proud of her.
Good.
He said you didn't have a lot of help.
With just like in life?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, like just like all of it. Yeah. Like life in general. He's like, you like did it on your own.
Yeah, it was hard.
Yeah. So he's like, she made it. Like, it's been very difficult.
It has, yeah. But I'm glad that he can see that, you know.
I do.
But I honestly,
that he does come to visit you.
Yeah. Yeah, I can tell. There's definitely moments where I can feel that he's with me, and
he's like, you know when I'm around. Yeah. Like, you can feel it. Mm-hmm. He's like, sometimes you try to like talk yourself out of it. He's like, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I do know when he's there, which is really comforting.
Yeah. because he definitely tries to like be there for you, especially when you're having like a difficult time.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's like, I try to make sure that like I'm there for her like she was for
Right.
me. And so that's very,
Yeah.
very important to him.
Yeah, and he is there for me, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you have any questions for him?
I don't think so. I think just knowing that like he's okay and he is watching me is enough for me, you
Right.
know. Yeah, I'm just glad that he's okay. Yeah.
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 He was very like to the point.
Yeah, he's
Like,
always been like that.
he's literally like, sup, I'm here, this is what I look like, this is
Yeah.
how I know her, this is what I want to say, all right, bye.
Yeah, that's
like,
him. He's
oh,
very
okay.
straightforward. Very straightforward. So that doesn't surprise me at all.
I have some ghosts where it's like, look, your ADHD is fucking with my ADHD, and we're nowhere near a point yet. Like,
Yeah.
and he was not. He was like,
Yeah. He's very straight to the point, which has always been great because he's always been upfront and honest. So
yeah.
but yeah, no, I'm very happy with that. I think that like eases me a lot.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, so I think about him every day. But,
Yeah.
You know.
How do you? So now that you've had your first reading,
it's crazy.
I was about to say I would love to have like your actual feedback, like honest. Like I don't care if it's bad. Like I just want honest feedback.
It's crazy. It's cool, and it's like it's freaky, but like I like it. Like, and it's funny because like with the neighborhood thing, like that makes me question if like he's trying to like if they're together at all, maybe, or like they don't know each other, but like.
Is this another male?
Yeah.
Does he have blonde hair?
No.
Is it lighter than Pat's?
Not really. Like maybe like a smidge lighter.
Okay.
But nothing like crazy.
For some reason, I'm seeing like a blonde male. So I don't know who that. Maybe that was. I don't know. Maybe that's somebody else coming in from somewhere else. But
I don't think I know anybody that blonde.
I don't know. It's weird because when you first started saying that, that's the first thing I saw was like a around the same age, maybe a little bit older, and a blonde male. But
I can't think of anybody.
Also haunted, so
it's fair.
I could be bringing in someone else.
Somebody else coming in to say
hey. I probably
hey.
should do this where there's no ghosts.
Just somebody saying hi.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I thought it was awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I mean, we can always do another session in the future and focus on that one as well.
Okay.
So
absolutely.
I usually try to stick to like one person during a reading because sometimes it can start to bleed in, and I don't want to like get information confused.
Yeah, that's fair.
But sorry for all the technical problems.
Oh my God, no, it's fine. I'm sorry that TikTok is stupid.
I was like, why can't I figure this out?
I know.
I feel so dumb.
I felt stupid. I was like, I can't believe I don't have enough followers.
Well, and I didn't know that was a thing, so now I know. So I can put that in my messages like, hey, if we're going to do it on TikTok, I need to make sure that you have at least 300 followers. Yeah. But I'm glad that you reached out because I'm glad you're patient with all the technological problems.
Oh, yeah. No, you're fine. Don't worry at all.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll definitely have to schedule another one. You gave me your availability for the next 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Okay.